Hello, YouTubers and YouTubelings. Welcome to another video where I'm going to react to another totally obsessed video. This is a person who was obsessed with being Peter Pan, so this is going to be an interesting one. So, if you don't know what the show is, basically just people with random obsessions. It's from like a show in the 90s or early 2000s, I'm not sure. But, yeah, this, like last time it was a guy who was obsessed with Pac-Man. Actually, after I researched it a bit, and apparently I think he was perfectly being obsessed, purposely. Sorry about that. Purposely being obsessed with Pac-Man on purpose, do like a crazy amount just for attention. And apparently he has kids now, but I just read this in a comment. I could be wrong. He could actually just be insane. This one is about a person who's obsessed with being Peter Pan. You know, but the book, the Disney film, The Boy Who Never Grows Up. Yeah, so this is going to be very interesting. I think even probably more interesting than the last one because it was just a guy obsessed with Pac-Man, wasn't it? So we're going to have some fun with this one.
This next story takes us to Tampa, Florida by way of Never Never Land. Randy Constant is a 50-year-old man who likes to skip around in green leotards. He's totally obsessed with being Peter Pan.
We know this by the title.
Something I invented called the pixie dance. I think I was about 8 when I told my dad, you know, I'd like to be a fairy. Because he probably wondered what kind of a child I was going to be. Look at me, I'm 50 years old.
Probably a drag queen, or is that just a guess?
I don't think there's any way to explain.
Randy has a lawyer. Why does he have a lawyer? What things has he been doing for him to need a lawyer? Probably like a personal lawyer that knows him well. This is going to be already 35 seconds in, and I'm already questioning a lot.
Why a 50-year-old man would want to run around dressed like Peter Pan.
For the past 30 years, Randy Constant has been living his life as Peter Pan.
That's as good as it gets, 50 years old.
To be fair, for 50, he does look good. For 50, looks better than me.
It's the way I choose to live it.
And he chooses to live as Peter Pan in every way imaginable.
There was a vintage shop that had this green velvet dress.
To dress the part, Randy had to learn how to sew women's dresses into Peter Pan outfits. So far, he's handmade 15 outfits, which allows him to dress like his hero
So a
every
fashion
day.
designer.
I found out that he dresses like that all the time.
He has friends. That's
I was
a
like,
surprise.
wow, he takes this farther than I thought he did.
Often I spend so much time working on the tops that I don't realize that the girls are looking at my tights. Being Peter Pan,
Yeah,
I can
I'm not surprised.
stay childlike despite whatever age I happen to be. I do everything I can to look young.
Well, he does do a good
Still
job.
have a haircut for a 4-year-old.
It doesn't stop at the clothes for Randy.
Well, I think he needs
alter his
to.
physical appearance to look like
He needs to
Peter
get
Pan.
rid of the
I
haircut
do
because it
fuss
looks
with my hair a
terrible.
lot, and I do have my little beauty secrets about it, and so that's as far as I'm going to go about my hair.
I think
it is what it is, and it grows out of my head.
It needs to change. It's not a good look.
Breakfast of Champions and Peter Pan.
Just looking like Peter Pan isn't enough for Randy. He models his regular diet after a parentless 6-year-old.
Oh,
I eat a lot of never food. I eat a lot of junk food. I eat a lot of Hostess Twinkies.
oh.
Yum.
But Randy burns it off by spending over 15 hours a week practicing his Peter Pan moves.
Does he have a job? He's still 50, so he wouldn't be old enough to retire.
You have to be practical. You have to avoid areas where somebody will shoot you.
I mean, really, he can't fly, so that's about.
What, like? Well, they're in Florida, so I'm surprised he's not even been shot once
I
yet.
didn't realize I could jump that high.
Randy's not just Peter Pan at home, he's Peter Pan everywhere. Even
Oh.
though that's caused him to lose a job and his 20-year marriage.
Wait, so this is like, this guy has a job, and he lost his 20-year marriage. So this makes me wonder, why did he suddenly decide to be Peter Pan? So it was one day he just woke up like, I want to be Peter Pan. I always wanted to be him. Like, why though? And also, I don't think it's worth losing your 20-year marriage with your woman. I don't think it's worth it. Like, yeah, express yourself, but I don't think it's worth worth living a 20-year-old loving marriage. But it could be a terrible marriage. I wouldn't be surprised since this guy probably was a bit weird before he was Peter Pan, since for the fact he wants to dress up and be like Peter Pan. So yeah, and also, what job do you think he had? What job? Anyone watching this, put in the comments what job you think he had, because I have no idea. One part of me want him to be like some like senior like executive for like a giant company like Nestle or like McDonald's or Screwfix, something like that. I would love him to be like once a senior like executive.
Being Peter Pan means I can wear what I like, play what I like,
Or a
play
police
whenever
officer.
I like, and wherever I would like. Hello.
What is your name?
They call me Peter Pan.
Is Peter Pan a woman or a guy?
It's a boy, Peter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Peter,
There's
you
a boy's
idiot.
name.
Okay, Pete. So what are you doing over here, Peter Pan?
I'm just skipping around Ybor City.
A lot of nice girls?
Yeah, a lot of
You meet
tinks.
a lot of girls in those tights?
It works.
I already picked up a girl today.
That's a tip.
You don't have to
That's a
worry about
tip
my
for the young men out there. If you want to get a woman, wear some tights. Trust me, it
Just like
works.
the real Peter Pan, Randy is constantly on the lookout for his Tinkerbell.
Hello. Thank you.
Hey.
Not looking for all the girls in the world, just, you know, a date now and then.
I think the one piece of advice that I would give Randy is the tighter the pants, the better. It worked for Bon Jovi, it can work for him.
Maybe start working out. You could get some good muscular legs. he just lost his hat.
Plans on being Peter Pan forever.
I don't see myself ever giving up being Peter Pan.
This is kind of oddly heartwarming to a weird extent.
No, he won't grow up. Even if you kind of want him to.
Okay, that's the end of it. So this is really oddly heartwarming, even though he lost his job, whatever his job was, and lost his 20-year marriage. Probably on welfare because he doesn't have a job, and I don't think he's old enough to get retirement money. He seems really happy though. He seemed like actually really happy, which you kind of can't help but smile with him because he was smiling throughout it, and you can't help but smile with him. Is he a bit weird? No, he's not. He's perfectly normal. But it's heartwarming though. It's really heartwarming because most people are always miserable, always wanting to be like each other, always wanting the latest thing. This guy just wearing tights, dressing up having a haircut like a 4-year-old, having a blast with his life at 50 years old, and you can't help but kind of admire it though. So last time was just kind of weird though, because I think with the Pac-Man guy, but this one was kind of made me smile. It was quite nice actually. So it came out of this one a bit positive. So yeah, not much to say about this. Not much to say. Anyway, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. Goodbye.